my job is to work for you. If folks have questions or whatnot, if you want to follow folks out the door, thank you. So thank you for bearing with us. Thank you all for your questions and your advice and working with Roosevelt Island Operating Corporation and Susan Rosenthal and Jack McManus to really try to improve things. I understand that this has been a problem for a very long time, and looking forward to fixing it. It's one of the things that we do. So one key thing I just want to share is one of the reasons we like to do these town halls, and the reason we do a First Friday. If folks who are speaking in the back of the room could step out of the town hall. Shh. Thank you. So, sadly, I am a perfectionist, and I sadly have to admit I am not perfect. I don't know very many people who are. One of the reasons that we do town halls like this all the time, the first Friday of every month, you can join me in person from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Each month, we do mobile hours, just like Rebecca Seawright and Senator Serrano, our assembly members. And the reason is because things don't always work well. Sometimes somebody will make a call, they won't get a call back, they'll send an email, the email response goes to spam. And the reason is by doing this in person, we can fix the problems. So I just want to thank everyone because my goal is to make government work. We have some pretty great partners right now in Roosevelt Island Operating Corporation, but people make mistakes, and together we can fix those mistakes and make sure they don't happen again. So I just want to give a quick report on some of the things we have gotten a chance to take care of. New York City doesn't have enough pre-K seats. When I campaigned for pre-K. When the mayor campaigned, he campaigned for pre-K. When we got into office, we fought for and funded universal pre-K. That didn't happen on Roosevelt Island. And at the time, Department of Education didn't feel that Roosevelt Island had need. We were able to work with Ava and the Roosevelt Island Parents Network and parents at the PTA at PSIS 217. We were able to double the number of seats at PSIS 217 coming into last year. And working with the community, we were able to get an additional 54 seats at the Roosevelt Island Day Nursery. So now we have 90 seats on Roosevelt Island. If we believe that that is the capacity that we need on Roosevelt Island, great. If we need additional seats, we will need to continue and replicate what happened before, which is going to all the parents we know on the island who have 3-year-olds to identify the need and make sure that we are completely ready for it. Another piece that we introduced to Roosevelt Island is $1 million. So previously we had the public purpose funds, which Roosevelt Island Operating Corporation worked with RERA to distribute. Thankfully to Assemblymember Rebecca Seawright, she passed legislation that will protect those, and this year passed legislation that will stop it from sunsetting. But with participatory budgeting, Roosevelt Islanders, any Roosevelt Islander over 14 can vote on how to spend $1 million. And last year, led by Christina Delfico and the PTA and the Girl Scouts, you got the top votes in the district. This year you came in third, but we decided to get you that funding anyway. That coupled with, so that came into $1 million. That coupled with Gail Brewer's $500,000, as well as an additional $500,000 nominated from Rebecca Seawright's, Assemblymember Rebecca Seawright's office, comes out to $2 million that came to Roosevelt Island in just over a year, and that is all because of your hard work. If we can give PSIS 217 and everyone involved. And along those lines, we've also been able to work with Cornell, New York City Tech to create a program at Roosevelt, at PSIS 217 for technology and learning and training of the teachers, training of the children, teaching folks to code. They're also working with the Roosevelt Island Senior Center and the executive director of Carter Burden. As many of you may have read in the Roosevelt Islander, they've come in to get things up and running at the Roosevelt Island Senior Center. There should be no disruption in services, and you should be receiving these same services, if not better. And we'll be working with all of you to make sure that that continues. And the funding that I've been giving to the Roosevelt Island Senior Center will continue. In fact, to be frank and honest, I had actually cut funding to Carter Burden so I could give more money to the Roosevelt Island Senior Center. Now that Carter Burden will be the service provider, they'll be getting more than they had previously. So we'll be doing a lot more.